Hey guys, how are you today? In this video I'd like to show you how I mixed the snare track and how I helped it to cut through the mix. Before I show you the plugins and the settings and my train of thoughts, I'd like me to show you how it sounds in the drum mix, so you can decide if you want to watch the whole video or not. So, let me start. Let me deactivate the drum group plugins. And let me show you the before and the after stages of the sound in solo. And let me start. What I did, that's only one way to mix snares. It's not the perfect way. I just decided to share some train of thoughts with you, and I hope you like it. So, first I used an EQ. I used this EQ just to take out the annoying ringing and the annoying resonances. And let me show you the before and the after stage of the sound. So it's clean, with no resonances, and it's really subtle. Then I've used some EQ and compression and gate. If you don't have this plugin, just use whatever EQ you want, whatever compressor you want, and whatever gate plugin you want. Even stock plugins work fine, okay? This is the EQ section, this is the dynamics section, including the compression and the gate. So what I did here was only to remove 3 dB of around, of around 1 kHz, 1000 Hz. That was pretty much it, and a high pass filter at 175. Depending on the snare itself, you might go up to 180, but sometimes you need to go lower than 150. It really depends on the snare. No low filter, low pass filter, no, it's off. And now I compressed at around 11 ratio with gate reduction of 3 to 6. And the gate just kicks in when the snare stops playing. Only the snare is allowed to play in the gate. Only the snare must play and go through the gate. That's the purpose that I used this gate, because there was too much bleed from the microphones, okay? Pay attention to the sound because you can slightly hear the kick drum and some of the cymbals without the gate. That was the purpose of the gate, and with this compressor, my aim was to make it punchier and let the attack go through the compressor and then just grab the sound and bring more body to the sound. And that was pretty much it. Nothing special. The analog is off here because it gives noise and I don't like it. So that's just something personal. And that was pretty much it. And the limiter here was to... The limiter is there. It's not changing the sound, but it takes away some of the peaks. But the main purpose of the limiter is to not destroy the sound. That's 5 dB of gain reduction, and it sounds better, and also it's more controllable. It's really nice. Limiters are nice on snares. And also snares love reverbs. And that was pretty much it. So yeah, let me stop talking and show you more things. This is just a delay on the reverb. It means that wait for the reverb to go in after the hit of the snare for 5 milliseconds. So play the snare, wait for 5 ms, and then use the reverb. It's really subtle, but I feel like that it allows the dry track to dominate the mix and then separate the reverb from it. So you can hear the reverb, but also the dry track remains in the mix. It's not getting drowned in the reverb, if you know what I mean. Then on the reverb itself, I used an EQ with high pass and low pass filters. I removed the low mids, and yeah, that was pretty much it. Because I feel like that this particular reverb had a nice reverb sound, but the low mids of this particular reverb needed some cutting because they took away too much frequency space, and it wasn't pleasant to my ears, pleasurable. So that it's without the reverb, without the EQ, and with an EQ. So since I got away with the bad low mids, the snare is nice now, but it lacks some body to the reverb, body of the reverb. So what I did here was to add in the drum mix the reverb, the room reverb from Isotope Ozone, and this is how it sounds. A bit of low end and high end in the drum mix. Some compression. taming the peaks of the snare, and I would better just use limiters on the snare itself to take away the peaks. But I was so bored that I ended up adding the limiters for the snare here. If I want to be 100% correct, just move this here. But for now, I'm gonna leave it as it is. You may think it's way too much, but trust me, it's nice in the mix. So just 1 dB of this, 1 dB of this, 1 dB of this, 1 dB of this. So instead of removing 4 dB with using 1 limiter, I remove 4 dB of peaks with 4 limiters. And the sound is more natural, it's better to the ears, and you can do what you want to do. Your mission is complete. But this is really silly that I put this here. Sorry guys, I must have put it here. And before you mess up with any plugins, let me show you without any plugins the mix sounds. The snare bottom. Again. We can hear the snare strings here, and we can hear more mids, more body from the snare top mic. And both. Without one. Plugins. With bright reverb. With drum group plugins. In the mix. In the mix without plugins. In the mix with plugins. And that was pretty much it. And let me activate the bass. It's pretty mixed with the drums so far, so... And some unmixed background vocals for fun. Ναι. Ναι.